T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game, not a game.
Me. Bam. To me, man.
Not a game.
Slap that like she scored 30.
What are we even talking about, man? We talking about sports here.
We talking about sports here.
Week 6, baby.
Week 6.
Week 2 in London.
6 God, OVO.
Yes, sir. We got games live already. We got the Jaguars and the Dolphins, and a little bit of a heater here at 10 points apiece. Urban Meyer.
13-10.
If he wins, he gets to go home. If he loses, he's got to stay in London.
¿Cómo andamos,
Maybe on
guys?
platform 9 3/4.
How's your Sunday, boys? How's your Sunday going, guys?
It's going good, man. Starting my Sunday off betting on the Jags. It's nothing like it. It's just pure adrenaline shot into my body. So,
Roland, that's real degenerate behavior right there. I mean,
straight to the heart.
Jags.
It was a good situation to take the Jags. You know, Tua's first game back. I think they're pretty banged up on offense and defense. The Jags are. I don't think there's any Xavier Howard, but anyways. And I was telling Ben earlier, I don't think there's a situation good enough to take the Jags. So I'm learning that right now.
Wally Garza? Wally Garza.
I think you're gonna be sharp here.
Shout out everybody in the chat.
Yeah,
early.
shout out the chat.
Tuning in. What's up?
What up, Rick?
Are y'all watching the game? What are y'all doing up so early, fellas?
Putting in
and if you're in the chat, if you can do us a favor and share our video with your friends.
Yeah,
hey, what up, Jose? Jose, what up, boy?
Jose from YouTube.
Jose from YouTube.
He stays on YouTube.
Share it, bro. Share the stream.
That's dope. Right. Thank you.
So what's up, boys? What are we getting into first today? Roland's already got some action. Roland's got some action already.
Got the Jags going. Yeah, it's like I'm betting on a MAC team. So
Here we go. Wally says he got the barbacoa and michelada pregame ritual. No big red with the barbacoa.
Hopefully everybody in the chat. I think some of them, I know Wally has his lineup in there, but put your lineups in for that DraftKings contest. It's getting close to kickoff here. Got 2 hours to put in your lineups if you haven't. Last time I checked, we got about 25 entries. So minus us 4, there's about 21 guys in there right now. So
fucking A.
Ron, tell them the details. What do they stand to win?
I got to shout out Eddie Tovar first. Wait, Wally's still pumped for UTSA. Wait, for sure, Wally said birds up right now.
Birds up. We are undefeated.
Birds up and rank them. You're 7-0. Best start in program history. But yeah, you got to rank them, man. I know they're in the CUSA. They don't play the toughest guys, but that defense is legit. And that offense is much better than it's been in years past. Their quarterback, Frank Harris, is pretty good.
They might be the best team in Texas.
Roland, pause.
Right now.
Pause.
Yeah, I
Pause.
UTSA alumni myself, but had a chance to go to a game a few weeks ago. It's pretty good, man. Just trying to get more people into the Alamo Dome. I think this past week they had over 20,000, so it goes hard. Shout out Wally.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah, I don't think that they're better than A&M or Baylor, but I'd say they might be third.
You think they're better than Texas? I think you're just a little mad.
I'm willing to say that. I'm pretty let down by Texas.
Yesterday.
All right, so like Justin mentioned before I shouted out Wally, hey, guys, you have an hour and 50 minutes. We posted the link on Twitter. We posted it on Facebook. We're doing a free DraftKings contest. It starts at 12, so you have to get your lineups in. There's 25 people already. $50 to whoever wins. Free to enter. From us to you guys for being in the chat, man. And I think we're up to almost 60 subscribers on YouTube. So we were like at 40 a couple weeks ago. So appreciate the love, appreciate the subscription. So our goal was to get to 100 by the end of the year. Hopefully we'll get there. And it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you.
Still got some time to get there.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get into it, Roland. Weather report for the week.
Weather report. I think the big theme here, as we've been saying these past few weeks, as we're getting into this fall weather, we're seeing a lot of winds. Pay attention to the winds on the right side of the screen. There's a lot of them over 10 miles an hour. Big game. There's a lot of playoff implications. Two teams that are doing pretty well right now, the Cardinals and the Browns. Pretty popular team in terms of fantasy. Got a pretty tight line at -3, -3.5, depending on your book, over under 48, based on what I'm seeing. But they're going to have 15 to 20 mile per hour winds throughout the game with gusts up to 30. So that game might be an under candidate, might be a game that you might want to look at Kareem Hunt, a little foreshadow to our fantasy section. But strong wins in that game, strong wins in the Baltimore Ravens and Chargers game, another game that shows two high-powered offenses going up against each other. Might be a little more towards the run. So look out for if you have Lamar Jackson or guys like Austin Eckler. And then, of course, the receivers on both teams might be affected. So we'll see. And then the other big game, or there's two more that I should hit, are the Chiefs against the Washington football team. They got wins 9 to 15 miles an hour, possibly going up to 25. And those teams both have a lot of receivers, or combined a couple receivers that you might want to start on your fantasy lineups. And then, of course, the Packers and the Bears playing in Chicago, Windy City. They're going to have winds and cold weather. So look out for those 4 or 5 games that I just listed among some of the other ones here that have some high winds. I know there's a lot of Cowboys fans in the chat. They're going up to New England, and you know how it gets in Foxborough. So a chance of rain and some winds there as well in New England. So I don't know. Is there anything else that you guys saw in there that you want to list, or anything that I hit on that you want to expound upon?
I think that it's the obvious game is the Cardinals and Browns, and you saw Kyler Murray already on the injury report during the week as well. They got hit with COVID, so they have some players out that I'm sure we'll get into here soon. And coaches. So it's a pretty good spot for the Browns considering the weather. You know, the Cardinals come from playing in a dome, usually good weather. Kyler's shoulder's already hurting him, not the best. So it's pretty weird to see an undefeated team as an underdog, even though it might be a road game. But the line's been moving up, and that's because, one of the main players for the Browns got ruled out, and the line's still going up. So it's very telling, and I'm going to be tuning into that one, and I'm rooting for the Browns too.
Well, Marky just said, Marky Garza, Mr. Cam Newton wearing hat. Marky Garza said both.
Mr. Fedora.
Both OT for Browns are out. So that's gonna be tough for that
and
running
whoever
game.
the other guy is.
That's gonna be tough for that running game. But
the injury report.
I know. I love the weather report.
We're only on the weather report right now, Marky. All right.
It's snowing. All I know is that it's snowing over here, boys. It's snowing over here in Mission, Texas.
Calm down. All right. This is the fun part of Sunday morning, because Roland gets to wear multiple hats. Like right now he's Tim Smith, but now he's going to turn into Dr. Saucy.
Man, I could never be Tim Smith, man. That guy's a legend.
Dr. Saucy time.
We got the injury report. It gets longer and longer each week as we go on throughout the year. Ben said it when he looked at the slide this morning, that it's a laundry list of guys, and it's crazy. And these are some big names too. But I'm just going to go over the likely to plays. If you guys have these, tweets activated on your phone, you probably saw some of these. Let's go through some of them here. Chase Edmonds, he had a shoulder injury, limited throughout the week. He's going to play. Mixon, ankle, he's likely to play. And then there's a little note here that he's going to play with a full workload. So he played last week through an ankle injury, and he wasn't himself. I think some guys had to start him. Maybe you had the luxury of benching him. But this week they say he's going to have a full workload against the Lions. So Joe Mixon's a full go. Good news. Zeke Elliott, for all you Cowboys fans, questionable with the knee injury these past couple weeks, been limited in practice, but he is likely to play. This injury predates even last week. So he played last week with this questionable tag. So nothing new for Zeke, but he is going to play. Antonio Gibson, he's a guy who's been dealing with some injuries. Shin had him limited throughout the week, likely to play. Melvin Gordon, he's going to play with a little hip injury. Tyreek Hill, big name. He got the questionable tag after last week's game with a quad injury. He's going to play against I was going to say the R word. He's going to play against the Washington football team. Had to say myself there.
She goes to running backs, dog.
Hell yeah, man. The running backs get banged up. Mike Williams had a big game last week against the Browns. He's been questionable with a knee all week. This one came up late in the week. It came up around Thursday or Friday. There wasn't anything prior to it, so there's a little bit of a worry, but he is going to play, so you can load him up. Scary Terry, another late addition to the injury report this week around Thursday or Friday with a hammy. This one scares me a little bit. Scary Terry is going to be playing through a hamstring injury. He is going to play against the against the Chiefs. But the hamstring injuries, if you play through it, there is a chance that you might get a little dinged up, and he might injure it further. So, Scary Terry owners, beware. I'm one of them. I'm going to be saying my prayers before the game starts. So, hopefully, his hamstring holds up. Let's see who's next. Kadarius Toney, one of the biggest ads in the waiver wire this past week. He got an ankle injury. He played through it. He got hurt, left the game, came back, had the questionable tag throughout the week. But he's going to play. Load him up if you have him. And I think not listed here, but it's relative to Kadarius Toney or matters for him. Shepard's going to play. He's back. So Shepard is going to return.
And
For the Giants.
And Slayton.
And Slayton. Yeah, Slayton's
Shit.
back too.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll be
Wally.
talking.
Kingsbury
We'll be
is out. He is
We'll
out.
be talking about Tony a little bit later, also. By yourself.
And then this one is just a list of the Lions players. Swift, Jamal Williams, and Hawkinson. They all had the questionable tag throughout the week. They're all going to play. Big one, and there's a little note here too. Damian Harris, he's probably a flex or a running back too for a lot of guys. Questionable with ribs. He's a true game time decision, and he plays at 325. So be on the lookout for him. If you have him in your lineup, do what you need to do. Ben, didn't you say like if guys are in the situation, you want to move him to the flex so you can have some flexibility, or what's the strategy to do there?
Well, honestly, I think the strategy with this guy is just not to play him this week, to be honest. I know that they're playing the Cowboys as well. It's, that they have a carousel of running backs. I would just say avoid. But usually with guys that play earlier games, like earlier in the week, you want to put them in the position, running back or wide receiver.
So you want to keep them in the running back position.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So moving
Dude,
on.
those game time decisions always fucking worry me, dog, because
Mhm.
that's what happened to Dalvin Cook. Remember?
Yeah.
Was it last week? It was a game
Last
time
week.
decision. Roller shouted that out.
But you knew. But this one's even harder because it's a 325 game. So you already have the whole noon slate, which is a chunk of games that go off, and you only have certain guys to choose from.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Roland, you said that Dalvin Cook is good this week, though?
Yeah, Dalvin Cook is good. That's why I took him off the list. They removed his injury tag, I think on Wednesday. So he's been practicing fully throughout most of the week. So
Just
Dalvin
gonna have
Cook
to
is
make
a
a change in
full
my DraftKings then.
go. Yeah, Dalvin Cook is a go. T.Y. Hilton, he's a guy that was on the IR to start the year. Neck injury. He's back. I got to report it just because I like T.Y.
I feel like T.Y. hasn't played since 1999.
Hey, the only reason why it needs to be reported is because he's playing against the Texans, and he usually
point.
kills the Texans.
Okay.
He kills the Texans.
And I think we have another Colts receiver to talk about later on.
Yeah,
if I'm not
they're
mistaken.
10-point favorites,
Yeah.
so several guys should be getting in the end zone for the Colts. If the
T.Y.
line
Hilton?
stays true.
Does anybody know his ownership percentage on fantasy football? I don't know.
Who
if
is-
he's the guy that
who,
was
pal?
picked up.
T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton. That's
Will you
I
look
was
that up
seeing
for
it,
us,
but-
Ron?
Why? Of course I can.
All right, so then moving on, I'll wrap up the injury report here pretty quick because all these guys are out. Saquon Barkley, ankle injury, freak accident, stepped
Dude,
on.
that's tough, bro.
I
Tough.
forget the defensive back's name from the Cowboys, but the play was over, stepped on his foot, rolled it. He's out. Kenny Golladay, big addition on the offseason, gave him a big money contract to get him over from the Lions. He's out, hasn't come through for them this year. Christian McCaffrey back on the IR, another 3 weeks. CEH, he's on the IR after his injury last week. Chris Carson, he lands himself on the IR with that neck injury. So if you had the chance of getting Alex Collins, good for you. Maybe you found yourself a nice little running back 2 or a flex play.
Yeah, we
Kittle?
were saying
Yeah.
load up. We were saying load up Alex Collins like since 2
Before,
weeks ago.
I feel like we And I
We don't-
feel bad saying this, but we kind of willed that into existence. 'cause,
Bro, we're
we
always
were
on the fucking
We were on
shit
Collins
here.
before
Yeah.
Carson even had an injury. It was just more of like one of those things. Like Carson's always one of those guys that gets dinged up, so maybe you want to
Correct.
stash him.
We were
But-
on Collins when he was on Last Chance U, eh?
Then the last two here, these are guys that were on the list last week, but just got to report them because of their names. Kittle and Montgomery still on the IR. I think they're maybe halfway through their stint there, so probably more news to come. And then not listed here, but they were activated off of the IR. Doesn't mean they're coming back, but Jerry Jeudy got activated off the IR, and Jarvis Landry got activated off the IR. So we've
Juice.
been holding them. They're going to be ready to go in these next few weeks. So, yep,
Nice.
that's it for the injury report.
Man, a laundry list of injuries and some big names.
Anybody
TY.
have anything we missed, like what Marky? put
Ron
out?
had the research on Ty.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah. Ty, he hasn't scored a fantasy point all year. The percentage that he's rostered in is 22%.
Damn.
Uh, His week 6 projected points are 4.49.
Yeah.
He's ranked 174th wide receiver.
well,
so-
he might be
You
one of
take
those.
a chance on him because he owns the
Fuck
Texans.
no.
He-
Fuck Ty because he lost me. He lost me my championship 2 years ago to Wally because it was me and Wally in the championship and he was coming off injury. It was the championship game and I had Larry Fitz, but I was like, no, Ty is back. He's gonna tear it up. Ty puts up a fucking shitty ass game and Larry Fitz gets a tutty and of course I lose. And I was riding with Larry Fitz all season and then I fucked it up.
That's a terrible person to lose to, also Wally, because he won't let you hear the end of it. Kinda
No,
like
wait,
me.
he's still
That's
asking
losing
me
a
for
bid.
it.
He still holds it over you.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Noe in the chat. What's up, Noe?
What up, Noe?
We went to the first UTSA game. That's what's up.
Nice.
Edgar Diaz, man, your brother in the
Yeah.
chat.
Shout out Edgar from Dallas.
¿Qué onda, mano?
All right. What do we
We
got?
got to the
so
fantasy
nasty.
mailbag of the week. We
Lead
can
us
start
off,
off with Josh here. Josh said, "Who should I start?" Let me read you out his lineup.
Rojo.
His starters: Matt Stafford, Eckler, Jacobs, Chase, Sanders, Mark Andrews, Tyreek Hill as the Washington defense, and Nick Folk. On the bench, he has Amari Cooper, Rojo, Gronkowski, who's out, McKissick, Patrick, Myers, Johnson, Landry, and Blankenship, who's also out.
I don't think there's anybody on his bench that needs to be inserted except maybe Amari Cooper. Can you read us his receivers and his flex one more time?
His receiver in his flex is Tyreek Hill. His other receivers, Jamar Chase and Emmanuel Sanders, right now starting.
So
Oh,
Emmanuel's-
that's his
Yeah.
roster right there, Ben.
right. I can't. Yeah, my eyes.
Man, I honestly, I would maybe go Myers over Emmanuel Sanders just because the Cowboys secondary might be a little dinged up. And I think Myers, man, he's just one of those guys. They keep on saying he's due. He's yet to score a touchdown in the NFL. I think he has like the most catches and yards without a touchdown to start a career. So I think Myers, this might be the week that he gets in. They're playing at home. I know the weather might be a little shaky, but I think Myers is their best receiver, in my opinion. So
I like the lineup the way it is right now, Josh.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch Myers just because he is. I think he's their go-to guy in New England, and if fucking Diggs gets on him, you know what's gonna happen there, boy.
Well, Diggs
He's gonna
is a
get-
decision. We didn't have him on the list. but,
Ah,
yeah.
fuck.
My
Well,
bad.
he's gonna
I
get
think that's a
shut
good
down.
one. Yeah.
Diggs
He's gonna
is
get
play.
shut down.
Diggs is gonna play.
He's
I'll
gonna
be
get
done.
shut down. Maybe Juice coming back. I mean, can we say that he's Baker Mayfield's favorite target?
Yeah, but we did talk
Yeah.
about the weather conditions in that game, so it's going to be pretty hard
Okay.
to swing it around with 20-mile-an-hour wind.
I think the only one that you consider here is Cooper.
Amari Cooper, right?
Cooper.
Yeah.
What about McKissick? Because Gibson's a little banged up.
Gibson's banged up, but he's playing. I think
Okay.
that the lineup
All
is
right.
good the way it is. Emmanuel Sanders has been, scoring touchdowns for the Bills. I think that he's the debatable guy that you switch out of there, and I would just keep it as is.
Your brother said, "Good point, Ron. Baker hates OBJ." Anyway, I fucking twittered Stephen A. Smith because he says that.
Tweeted him.
Yeah, I fucking put him on blast because he's like Baker
No.
is sabotaging OBJ season. That's fucking strong allegations there, away from Stephen A. Smith. And then I said that Max Kellerman needs to come back and put him in his place. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's
those
for
were
another
crazy
day.
allegations. That was
Right?
out of pocket stuff. You
Hey,
don't
Eddie-
say stuff like that. That was crazy.
Eddie did say Myers gets rowdy targets. Eddie Tovar. So
Yeah, well,
but
Roland was kind of on him.
Yeah, I like Myers. I like Myers.
all right. So Josh, I guess we would. I mean, I agree with Ben leaving your lineup the way it is. But if you did have to insert somebody, maybe Myers. But if not,
Or
just
Cooper.
roll it. Way.
No
Yeah.
love for Amari Cooper except for Justin, or what?
Well, I will say the one thing I do want to point out is Emmanuel Sanders. He's turning into a true wide receiver number 2 or a consistent flex play. Not a lot. He wasn't on a lot of guys' radars this year, but Sanders pretty legit.
I know, but what about Amari Cooper, guys? Cowboys fans, how do we feel about Amari Cooper?
Cooper, you know, he's a
I
guy-
said.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go.
I was
I
gonna say,
just
he's a guy who's injury riddled. He's always playing a little hampered, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of ways that this Cowboys offense can go, man. Like especially they can run the ball 20 to 30 times between Zeke and Pollard, and then they have a lot of targets. That's my only thing with Cooper.
I last week at the start of the week I traded Amari Cooper. I was an Amari Cooper owner. I drafted him just in a league filled with Cowboys fans with the intentions to hopefully trade him, and I ended up getting Henderson, the running back for the Rams, for Amari
Nice.
Cooper. So
That's man. I wish I can get guys to trade me running backs for receivers. It's hard to pull off, but
yeah,
I think that was pretty fair. It's
you gotta find a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I said that Cooper was going to go off last week. He didn't go off, but he did have a touchdown. To Ben's point, man, oh, dude, I think I might insert Cooper for Sanders. But Josh Allen's fucking slinging the shit out of the rock, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
Josh
this
Allen's
guy's
good.
MVP candidate, man. So, fuck it. Josh, sometimes it's always good not to tinker and just leave your lineup the way it is.
Yeah, don't
So-
second guess yourself, Josh.
Yeah. Justin, who we got next, man?
We got With My Woes 2492.
I love that.
Where
fucking
does
name,
Alex
dog.
Collins rank this
He's a
week and
consistent
through
fan.
week 10 with Carson on the IR? RB2 material, especially with the bye weeks coming up. Ben, we'll kick it to you first here. Where does Alex
Yeah.
Collins rank this week through week 10?
I
He's
would
looking
say
for week 6 through 10 here. Where are you going to put him?
Yeah, he was the guy that I thought about putting in the buy or sell for today's episode, because we said that we were focusing on mostly number 2s and flex options. But I mean, you got the matchup against the Rams. The Rams defense hasn't been what we all thought it was going to be. You know, throughout the season, they've been playing to a lot of overs, and that's with them giving up points as well. We've been saying load up Alex Collins. They're going to have Geno Smith, like Roland said. Carson's on the IR. They're going to have to hand off the ball. You got to think they're going to play pretty conservative, a lot of dump offs. I think Alex Collins is a flex option this week, especially if you're not in a full point PPR league. That's where you try to go to running backs more at the flex. So I would go Alex Collins in the flex in like a half point PPR or a no PPR league. In full point PPRs, I would look towards receivers.
Yeah, he's I would go with him as a flex more for his pass catching ability. He had 4 catches for 15 yards. You know, I mean, that's an easy 5-6 points right there. He put up 9 last week. He put up 15 in week 4 at San Francisco. They're playing Pittsburgh this week at 7:20, so that'll be the night game.
Yep.
That'll be exactly. That'll be the night game. We know Pete Carroll. We know he likes to run the ball, especially without Russ. I don't think they sling it as much. So if you have the receivers, this might be a week to bench guys like Lockett, and a DK. However, that Pittsburgh defense is tough. I mean, we know that they have a JJ Watt, but
TJ.
I'm sorry, TJ Watt. So, I mean, to answer the question.
You load it up or not, Ron? Yes or no?
If I had to, and I have nobody else on my bench, yes, I would load him up.
All right. Roland, how do you feel about Alex Collins this week?
Alex Collins, I think he's a good guy to have, especially with the bye weeks coming up. I like the way the guy phrased the question, whoever With My Woes 2492 is. I think Alex Collins is a guy that you can load up these next couple of weeks with the Carson injury. I don't know exactly how high his ceiling is, but I think he's going to have the output and he's going to be able to get a touchdown maybe each week. He's going to be a touchdown dependent guy, but
Okay.
I like his floor. He's always been a pretty
Nice.
solid guy.
Well,
Just an update, the Jaguars just took the lead They're up 17-10 with a James Robinson touchdown. Whoever had
Some-
it.
Man, Robinson.
Hey, he was supposed to go off this fucking week. Somebody from for with my Wolves 2492, somebody from the comment box just chimed in on your fantasy question. Edgar Diaz, no rush to open the pass with the crappy line. It's gonna be a slow day, in my opinion. So I assume he's talking about Alex Collins. So we're kind of on Alex Collins, but Edgar, he's not. So we'll see, man. We'll
That's
see.
a good point. Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair concern to have.
Hey, I
All
think
right.
hey, we need to get that Diaz on the show. Is what we need. Get this other Diaz out of here.
All right, we got another question from him, and this seems to be more about administration in the league. And it says, "Are y'all okay with the commissioner using his or her veto power to stop an obvious trade robbery, or is it everyone's
yeah.
own responsibility not to give up the bank?"
I wish we knew what the trade was, because I would say it's never okay to veto a trade as long as two owners agree. I think it's too early in the season. I think it's too early in the season for owners to be panicking
This is coming from a guy who faked out Mondo that one time by trading.
Let him
the
know,
guy.
Roland.
Right.
Let the people know,
And
Roland.
they vetoed my trade. I don't know why they had to do that.
You're salty about it.
That commissioner retired and I took over, Roland. That's what that trade did. All right.
Justin, put up Eddie's chat where he talks about Ben. Vive chingando Ben that nobody trades. That's why they traded with.
Hey, you gotta talk about trades, baby. You gotta play the game. Hey, they say
Okay,
this.
but I'm saying if it's a crazy robbery,
I mean,
and there's funny, it's like, come on, like some of the stuff I watch. I'm not saying I'm the one who put in that question because I don't know who this person is, but I have a trade that I can reference.
Roland's burner account posted that
I'm not
question.
saying
right now, it's too early for fantasy owners to be giving up on seasons. I think unless you're like 0-5, if you don't have a win, then it's definitely it's not too early. But I'm just trying to help you. I have been trying to help you, Edgar. I offered Edgar.
I'm just trying to help you.
Hey, I offered Edgar DJ Moore after week 1, and he told me DJ Moore is trash. Now he wants to trade me AB for DJ Moore straight up. Get out of here.
Tell me if you guys think this is a fair trade.
All right, go.
Cordell, this is a crazy trade, but anyways, Cordell Patterson, Tom Brady, Booker, the guy who's going to be playing for Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
Njoku,
Famous line.
and Montgomery for Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, and Patrick Mahomes.
I think that's fair.
You think that's fair?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
the
I
guy
don't know,
does.
man.
Dude, the second guy has all the better players.
Yeah.
But the one guy's getting Patterson, who's like the number 3 running back in fantasy. If you don't believe in him, that's on you. But Cordell Patterson is going to finish as a top 10 fantasy running back. It's kind of like the people trying to trade Deebo Samuel right now. You can get a lot of value if people actually believe in him like you do. I think that Cordell Patterson's a top 10 fantasy running back. I do.
I thought this was a funny business trade when I first saw
It is, Roland. It is.
Sounds like
it
a
is.
fucking blockbuster of all blockbusters.
On name value, it sounds funny.
Like a
Yeah,
5 for 3.
Montgomery's on the IR. You never know when he's going to come back.
Well,
Booker,
IR's 3
he's-
weeks,
I know,
right?
but he's in. I think it might be a little more serious. I need to look at that. But Patterson, who knows? Like you said, that's a good point.
No, it's not who knows.
and then,
He's
Book,
been
and then
balling
Booker,
out.
Booker and Njoku. I mean, I don't know.
Edgar spoke. He said it's a no for me.
Well, Edgar doesn't trade. Like I said, he wanted AB for DJ Moore straight up, and nobody's doing that.
Well, my personal opinion as a commissioner myself, if there's something that is like clearly funny business, I will stop it. But I'm more on the end of it's up to the two owners to not give up the bank. At the end of the day, it's up to them to protect themselves or whatever. I do agree with that, but sometimes it's just like, come on, dude. Like,
Roland.
you need to
So
help
y'all
us.
don't believe like in a democratic situation where you have the league players
No,
veto a
because
trade by
that
voting?
looks even this year.
Roland
I've been
getting
in
all
leagues like
political
that.
and shit.
I've
Hey,
been in leagues like that. I don't like that.
I mean, Justin. Hey, guys, Roland. Funny business is me trading Mondo Akeem Hunt and him thinking it's Kareem Hunt because he didn't
Oh,
look
yeah,
at
I've
the.
heard of the story.
Yeah, what Roland
I think
was
Mondo
referring
told me one
to
time.
with the robbery of where my trade got vetoed. I traded Mondo. I told him I had Kareem Hunt, and I saw that there was another Hunt on the Chiefs team, Akeem Hunt. So I told Mondo, hey, hunt for this player. And it was a pretty good player. So instead of sending him Kareem Hunt, I sent him Akeem Hunt, and he sent me the player, and he just auto-accepted. And then,
what a dumbass.
and then 24 hours later, he found out that it was Akeem Hunt and not Kareem Hunt, and it caused the whole mess. So the commissioner had to go and physically remove, the player from my team and put
Just
Akeem
kidding.
Hunt.
Just kidding, Mondo. I love you.
And that's why that commissioner retired, and now I'm the commissioner, bro. So
Hey, what's up with Rick? Kamara over Zeke all day after Eddie asked so far, who would you rank higher, Zeke or Kamara?
I think Kamara.
Zeke so far.
What the
I
fuck?
think Kamara.
Zeke, dog?
Why didn't you say what's up with who? Rick said Kamara also. What's wrong?
Nambe, ¿cómo andan? ¿Cómo andan?
It sounds like y'all.
¿Cómo anda, Rick?
Hey, Kamara got in the end zone last week. He's having a good year. Kamara's always top 10.
Akeem from Coming America.
Zeke is like number 4 or 5 right now.
Yeah, dog.
Prince Akeem.
Yeah, and
Zeke
Kamara's
easy.
up there as well.
You're chilling. Justin, what do we got? Close
got
out the
one more.
fantasy
We
mail.
got
Got the
one
last
Let's
one,
close it
Mark
out with
Garza.
Marky.
Marky says, Kadarius Toney or Williams, the Denver running back, as the flex.
I'm not taking anybody on that Denver offense, bro. That Denver offense does not score points. They're in their division. They have the lowest scoring point total. I don't think they broke 100 points. I think they're like at 74 total points for the year. So I'm not just because it's Denver. I don't care who it is, the running back, the receivers, the quarterback. I don't give a fuck who it is. I'm not touching anybody on Denver offensively. So I would just go with Toney just for that reason.
Yeah, real
Yeah,
quick.
I'll go Tony.
I'll go Tony also. Just,
Diego DeMarchi, what up, boy?
he saw a lot of targets last week. Like we said, those other receivers are
Had a lot of yak last week too.
Yeah, but you expect the Giants to be losing to the Rams as they are over a touchdown underdog. So se pasa Ben with that trade, poor Mando.
Poor Mando. Hey, Mando's not on the show right now.
Mando's not in that league anymore, and the commissioner quit all because of that one.
Damn,
trade.
you got
So
Mondo out of there, bro.
So you could imagine the battle that
His
went
best
down.
friend too.
I still remember
could've-
that day in our group chat when that happened, bro. Fuck, Mondo was
Yeah.
livid, bro.
Mondo was livid, but somebody had to tell him. He didn't even know himself, bro. That's all.
But why would you do that to your own best friend?
Fam, in fantasy football, you're trying to win at all costs. You know
Ben's
what
on
I
that
mean?
Squid Games.
I'm an
stuff right now, bro.
Astros fan. Yeah, Squid
Ben's on
Game,
that
I'm
Squid
winning.
Games stuff.
Dude, no, they're not best friends because every time Ben comes to the Valley, nah, never mind. I don't want to.
Yeah, we were just
I don't want to
with-
put Jukes on. I don't want to put Jukes on
Bro,
last
I
night.
was in the Valley last week. I was in the Valley last week, and I was with Mondo, and you
That's
showed
true.
up.
That's true. That's
Mondo,
true.
Big.
Maybe we can get
Big
Roland to come out one of these days when he's in the Valley. Maybe.
I might be
Or
there
Justin.
soon, so
Or
maybe.
Justin.
Let's see.
Dude, I'm here, bro. Let me
What do
know.
we got next? What do we got next?
We got the must start of the week.
Oh, snap.
Hey, I like
Justin, lead us
it.
off.
Lead us off. Lead us
All right,
off.
so my must start of the week this week is Najee Harris. We saw an increase in run production last week from him, and he's checked down Najee. So I think he's a must start. Put him in your lineup. Load him up if you have him.
All right.
Check down Najee for sure, and he racks up those catches. So
Check
PPR,
down
he's been-
Najee.
He's been a monster.
Nice, Roland.
At PPR. Mine is Kareem Hunt versus the Cardinals. Cardinals are a little banged up on defense, they're dealing with some COVID issues, and your coaching staff also. And then Nick Chubb, he's out with a calf injury.
Yep.
So Kareem Hunt's going to get all the work this week. He's been putting up running back 1 numbers as a running back 2 already this year. So I like Kareem Hunt to finish as a top, as a running back 1 this week. So if you're in a 10-man league, top 10 or 12-man, he's going to be a top 12 running back. So load up Kareem Hunt, and then it's a weather game too, as we talked about in the weather report. So they're going to lean on the run a little bit more.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to go with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, obviously,
What?
I'm saying start of the week. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going with Burrow. Sky.
Boy, I guess it didn't get fixed because it has U.S. Stephon Diggs, so that's
Nick
what I'm
Bell.
Last
out
week's
about.
game.
Ni pedo. Run it, dog. Go it.
Take
Speak.
Burrow. Take Burrow. I have another name. In mind. Go ahead, Ron. Go with Burrow. I have another
All right.
name.
I was gonna go with Burrow just because he has 2 touchdown passes in every game this season.
Yeah.
Only Patrick Mahomes is the only other quarterback to do that. Not even Herbie. Not even my guy. All right, the Lions aren't a great team. I mean, it's the Lions. They're not a pushover, but they have allowed 26.2 offensive points per game, and Joey Burrow is slinging it. They're giving him the chance this year. Jamar Chase is a beast. Mixon is back, just like Roland said. He's gonna get his points, boys. All right. Joe Burrow, must start of the week. Sleeper, dare I say, sleeper MVP candidate?
Yeah, he's.
Oh, we're not there yet.
No, we're not there.
We got
You might be there. We're not there.
All right. I'm tripping.
Yeah,
but
we're a couple years from that.
Your
All
boy
right, must
Herbie
start
though,
of-
maybe. Your boy Herbie though, maybe.
I can see that.
And you
but
forgot to say it though.
All right, go
but
ahead.
Every time you talk about Burrow, you say this one line.
I'm gonna pocket like Burrow.
I
Yeah.
love
Hey,
love it.
hopefully you ain't getting sacked in the pocket like Burrow, because he's
And the
getting
fact,
sacked quite a bit.
the fact that Ben said that he was on Burrow too just makes me feel so much better.
Yeah.
That I have
Lock
a
it
fantasy,
in.
a fantasy
Lock it in.
guru like
this
Ben
is
Diaz.
this is as far as I'll take it, Ron. I'm at the point where Kyler Murray benching him and I'm starting Joe Burrow.
Really?
Joe Burrow's ranked quarterback 17 in fantasy football, so he's definitely not at Kyler Murray's level. Kyler Murray's an MVP candidate, has the second best odds behind Josh Allen. So
That far?
yeah, no, that's how far I'm going. We talked about the weather. They talked about Kyler Murray getting his shoulder worked on. You know, they got hit with COVID. The coach is out, and he is the play caller. So you got to take all these things into effect. You know, they're underdogs. So I'm benching Kyler Murray. I'm loading up Joe Burrow to get those 2+ touchdowns, like you mentioned, against the Detroit Lions, a secondary that's banged up. You know, first-round draft pick injured already too. So I second that notion of Joe Burrow. And then for mine, I'll go with Darrell Henderson, running back St. Louis Rams. Running back 15 on the season. Every week that he's been healthy, he's been double digits, seeing between 15 to 20 touches, whether it be, you know, handoffs or receptions. I really like Henderson. Like I said, I traded Amari Cooper for him earlier in this week. And
Good trade.
It was on a week where I have Alvin Kamara and he's on a bye week. So you just load up Henderson for Kamara and, you know, you hope to not miss that much of a beat. I think that he gets 20+ this week against the Giants. So load up Darrell Henderson.
He's had no less than 15 points. He has no less than 15 points, and he's had a touchdown in 3 out of the 4 games that he's played this week. So I like that, Ben. I like that.
Henderson a lot. Cool.
Nice, boys. Well, those are our must starts of the week, guys. Usually we do pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, we do pretty well.
Let's finish off some fantasy with some buy or sell. This is for guys, like I said, these are guys who may be wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, or flex options. You might have them in some of your lineups, and you're debating, should I play this guy? Should I not play this guy? So I'll start off with Michael Pittman. Mark Garza was in the chat earlier. I know that he's a Michael Pittman owner. You see he's wide receiver 24 on the season. So I'll ask you all, does Michael Pittman finish as a top 24 wide receiver this week? Can you pencil him in as a wide receiver number 2 on your team? Solid flex option. Buy or sell?
Somebody else take this one.
Yeah, I'll buy him as a wide receiver too. Probably more so as a flex. I wouldn't want Pittman to be my wide receiver too, but he's a solid flex option. And the number one reason is because of those stat lines there at the, on the left side of the screen. He's got those targets. The last 4 games, he's got 12, 8, and 7. That's solid opportunity to catch the ball. Carson Wentz has been playing a little bit better as he's been healing up from those injuries, and he seems to have a good connection with Michael Pittman. Now, we talked about Hilton coming back, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. I like Michael Pittman as a top 24 receiver. I'll buy it.
Same, bro. I actually have him in my in the K White League. Shout out to the K White boys over there. Shout out to Javi, the champ. I actually have him in that league, man. He's been doing well. Carson Wentz is a guy that isn't great, but he's still a decent passer. I mean, he puts the ball. I mean, he puts the ball. Yep, he puts the ball where it needs to be. He's one of those big receivers, and he does get a little, yak. He had 20 points last week at Baltimore with a touchdown and 89 yards. Besides his first week, he's been in double digits. Week 2, he had 20. Week 3, 13, and then 11, and then 20. I would say I would have to agree with you, Ben, that he's in the top 24.
Hey,
receivers.
Well, look, Marky. Oh, now Ben likes Pittman. Now I haven't even said if I'm buying or selling Marky. All right, we just put him up here because he's a decent option. All right, and you know what? Just because of that fucking comment, bro, I'm gonna sell this bullshit. All right.
Hey, Louis though. Louis just did say he's on his bench.
Yeah.
He does have him. He's not going to start him, but he is a nice player to have.
He's not a guy that you would want to have.
He's that
as your wide
bye-week
receiver
filler.
too, yeah.
Bye-week filler, usually. You know.
I don't know about a bye-week filler. I don't know about a
Flex
bye-week.
He's a little bit better
Yeah,
than that.
flex.
Yeah, he's a flex.
Yeah, flex guy.
He's a flex guy then. All right, but I'm going to sell. They're playing the Texans. There's a 10-point spread. I expect them to be up early and be up often. I expect a big week from Taylor at running back actually this week. So I'm going to sell that he doesn't finish top 24. If it was top 30, I would buy, but I'll say not top 24. Selling. Fuck you,
All right. Next, who do we got, Justin?
Or Justin, are
We
you
got
buying
Noah
or
Fant.
selling? Are you buying?
I am selling this week. In my league, I have him. He's on my bench. I'm gonna start Cooper in front of him.
Okay. And you see, that's a deep,
fair
pretty
question.
good comparison
That's a fair
too.
question.
Yeah.
All right, up next, Noah Fant. Noah Fant to be a top 10 tight end. Noah Fant was one of the 10 tight ends drafted, if not 15 tight ends drafted in everybody's draft. Not a lot of people like, taking 2 tight ends in the draft. Usually you draft a tight end. That's going to be your guy. The only time you're going to fill in is when there's a bye week. Well, Noah Fant finds himself at tight end 11, even though being maybe the 6th or 7th tight end drafted. So, guys, buy or sell Noah Fant, top 10 tight end this week. Just top 10.
Playing the Raiders this week.
Yeah.
Yep, playing against the Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders going through what they're going through.
Broncos 5-point favorites in this game.
Yeah, I'll take him. Again, much of the same reason as Pittman. I'm gonna buy on Fant just because he gets the targets, man. Teddy Bridgewater. He's not a guy that's known for pushing the ball down the field, so he does favor guys that run those short to intermediate routes over the middle of the field. I like Noah Fant. He's a good athlete. 3 out of the 5 weeks he's produced for you. And I think 2 of those weeks you were dealing with some weird stuff going on. I think last week Teddy Bridgewater, he had concussion stuff going on, didn't practice all week. A weird game against Pitt. So I'll take Fant against the Raiders, especially because the last 3 games against tight ends, the Raiders have given up 10 catches, 86 yards, 9 catches, 121 yards. And then last week against the Bears, they gave up 3 catches and 24 yards for a touchdown. But they did give up 2 touchdowns against the Chargers. So I'm going to take Noah Fant. He's probably going to get in the end zone. So, yeah, I'm buying. Okay. Despite what the chat's saying.
Ron, you said you're not buying anything on this offense, Ron.
No, because Dukes is a fan. So that's already like, fuck that. No, but Mark Chapa says, sell Fant. Edgar Diaz says sell his ass. And I'm gonna have to agree, bro. And that's because I am a Fant owner. I am a Fant owner. But he's just
So are you starting him or not?
He's not gonna be a top 10 to answer your question. And I have to start him because there's no other fucking tight ends out there available.
Well, yeah.
So, look, last week he had 5 points. He had 3 points in week 3.
You like to see 10 targets. You like to see 6 targets, 8 targets. That's pretty good for a tight end.
That's not bad, but he's touchdown dependent. In week 2, he had 13
all
points.
All tight ends are touchdown dependent except the top 3, brother. And that's
I know.
Just the way it is.
But what I'm saying is, to answer your question, I'm giving you reasons why I don't think he's going to be in the top 10. And that's why. The Vegas defense isn't, terrible, either. And the Broncos as a team don't score the most points, just like I said earlier. So yes, I'm an owner because I have nobody else. But to answer your question, he's not going to be top 10, and I would sell his ass.
All right, Fat game of his life. Write it down. Put it on the board. Hey, Ron, turn around. Put it on the board. No Fat 10, whatever today's date is, 2021 game of his life. I'm buying it. Edgar's selling it. Ron's selling it. I'm a Fant owner too, and I'm starting him. I'm only starting him because I'm buying it. Like if I'm not buying it, I'm not starting you, bro. I'll find somebody else who I think has a better shot at a touchdown than you. So I'm still starting him. I'm buying it. Top 10 tight end this week. Let's get a touchdown, Noah Fant.
Let's go, baby. What about you, Jess?
Another situation where I have him rostered. I have picked up Dalton Schultz. I will be selling Fant and continue this hot streak that Schultz has put me on. He's been averaging more points. That's where I'll be.
All right. Up next, Kadarius Toney, guy that we talked about earlier, popular pickup. 2 receivers back for him, wide receiver 48. But last week, we see 13 targets, 10 receptions, 189 yards. The previous week, 9 targets, 6 receptions, 78 yards. So, guys, over under 15 points, full point PPR league, 15 points is a barometer that we're putting for Tony. Over, under, buy or sell.
Who wants to take this one first?
Shit, going against that LA defense and Danny Dimes, I would say under. He did show out last week.
You're selling.
Yeah. I'm selling him.
Trash.
I mean, dude, he had, and you guys just mentioned that those receivers are coming back, right, for the Giants. Roland mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, Slayton
and Shepard are back.
Slayton and Shepard are back. I mean, this guy's going to take a back seat. The first 3 weeks combined, he had 5 points. Week 1,
he
week
was
2,
their
week 3
first round
combined.
pick, though, and people were lobbying for him to get some playing time because you don't waste a first round pick and not put the kid on the field. Since he's been on the field,
He's talented,
seen
man.
2 double-digit weeks. You've seen 2 double-digit weeks from him. So I'm going to have to disagree. I'm going to buy. He does look local, and because he looks local, I think when he gets the ball, he's going to have some yards after the catch, baby.
Dude,
he's
his
gonna be
neck.
running 2 guys.
Yeah,
I'm flexing him this week, Roland.
He's
I'm
got-
buying it.
He's got a
flexing
big
him.
ass like
I'm flexing
owl
him too. I'm
tattoo
flexing
on
him
his
too.
neck.
He's OVO.
He's the guy that I picked up on the waiver wire. Spent a little bit of change on him with my fab to get him, mainly because of some injuries and just a bye week. Also, I have Debo on the bye, so I had to flex Tony this week. I like him as an option, mainly because I think the Giants are going to be getting their teeth kicked in by the Rams. That they're going to have a lot of garbage time opportunities. So give me Tony again. I'm buying all of these guys, man. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey,
Damn,
Ron,
Roland's got that money to spend.
hey,
boy.
and Ron has a garage sale going on today, folks.
I'm selling
He's
everything.
Selling everything. Golly.
No, I mean, I just think with those 2 receivers coming back for New York, I mean, you can't trust Danny Dimes. Saquon is out, though, so you would assume that they are going to pass the ball a little bit more. I would assume that they would be, behind, just like you guys said. So it's tough. I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to have a shitty game, but to have 15 points is kind of a little bit of a reach this week. This week, it's a little bit of a reach.
And that's why it's buy or sell, and that's why 15 is a point. Justin, where you at? Buy or sell?
Man, I'm on a loan this week because I don't want to completely sell him. I want to sell him for this week, but I want him back for the future.
So like
that's
Ray
where I'm at
says,
with him.
He's going to be
So-
scary, but
So to take a stance here, I will say sell for the week.
All right.
Hey, he's the vato that threw the fucking
Punch.
the fist, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
He's
he's
a
down.
He's a kid out of Florida, first round pick, played with Pitts and those other guys. I mean, Copeland and
that.
some other Gators out there. Really good
Dynasty league. If
receivers.
anybody plays in dynasty leagues, I guess he's top priority in dynasty leagues.
I like him. So somebody to keep our eye on the rest of the
yeah,
week.
exactly. There we go.
All right.
All right,
Cool.
and now we'll end this segment before I run off to the bathroom. Heads up.
What? You can't. We live, boy.
The steel's about to break. Khalil Herbert.
Ah.
Khalil Herbert. So we got David Montgomery on the IR. We've got, help me out, Roland, with the backup that we all picked up last week.
Damian
or 2 weeks
Williams,
ago.
COVID.
Damian Williams on the COVID list. So Khalil Herbert, it's your time, baby.
Fuck no.
We saw him get 18 carries last week for 75 yards. So he showed that he can run the ball.
A little more
like
than
we
4.
said,
Yeah.
running back is one of the most replaceable
Exactly, Ray.
positions. One of the most replaceable positions in the NFL is the running back position. You think that the Bears are going to be running the ball a lot today to try and keep Aaron Rodgers off of the field. And with Fields at quarterback, the game plan is run first, pass later. Edgar says bum because I was a Damian Williams and Montgomery owner. So I picked up Herbert and I'm starting him this week. I'm buying on Herbert over under 15 points. I'm buying over.
Shit. The only Herbert is Justin Herbert, dog. That's it. That's the only real Herbie. I'm selling. I'm having the garage sale this
Real
week.
Herbie.
He's a fucking third string running back for a reason.
Rookie.
They're gonna be.
Hey, my brother
There you
Edgar's
go.
getting so excited, Ron, every time you go, bro.
Let's go.
Every time
He's
you
going
go.
against. Hey, wait.
Third
They're
string
gonna.
running back triggered him to like, ooh, he jumped out of his seat when you said that shit.
He's projected. He's projected only at 11 points. He's. I mean, he's rostered at about 47%.
Almost 50.
Almost 50.
Let's round up.
But just because all those other guys are hurt. So this is somebody who is still a fucking third string running back, dog.
The work is going to be there, though. The work is going to be there.
But it might not be because, like you said, they are going against Green Bay. And I feel like they are going to be behind in this game. So they're not going to throw the rock. We know who the quarterback is in Chicago. I mean, they're going to want, to get some rushing yards from Justin Fields. He's going to want to sling the rock as well. I think they're going to be behind. And Khalil Herbert is just not that guy to put up 15 points this week against Green Bay. So I'm selling.
I'll probably buy Herbert here. I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be close. 15 points is a pretty good number to put. I maybe would have phrased it like, will he end up as a top 24 running back? I think that's more of a fair question because I think he finds himself in that running back 2 position for a lot of guys this week.
I would go Herbert before Kirk to answer Mark's question because he's going.
I would go Herbert here. I would buy. The output's going to be there. He's going to get the carries. He already showed what he could do last week. He's a pretty solid runner. I don't know if he has the passing acumen as Damian Williams, but the Bears are not going to go out there and sling it with Justin Fields. Like, that's just not going to happen. They're going to protect him as much as they can. He's already shown that he is still a ways away from being that guy that can go and sling it. He needs the run game to protect him. He needs, to Ron's point, he needs to get his legs going and run too. But I just don't think he's going to go out there and throw the ball 40 times a game. I think we're going to see Khalil Herbert get 20 to 25 touches.
I was going to say
Herbert get 30 passes. So
maybe
it's going to be close though. This is probably my least confident one out of the group. But I am starting him personally.
I should have put it at 20 touches. Buy or sell 20 touches for Herbert. I think if you're buying over 20 touches, I think that he's going to have a pretty decent week, man.
It's a good chance. As long as they don't get their asses beat, their teeth kicked in by the Packers.
Yeah, and they are at home against the Packers. It is under a touchdown.
And it's a weather game too, as we talked about. The winds are crazy in that game.
To answer Mark's question, Ben, you said that you would go with Herbert or Kirk?
Herbert over Christian Kirk. I mean, we talked about the injury to Murray. We talked about the weather in that game, them being on the road. Herbert, I would definitely go with Herbert at home. He's the main option. I expect 20-plus touches. And like Lou said, I have Herbert. He's going to get the work. Let's get in the end zone. So if he's going to get the work, that's all you can ask for as a fantasy owner. Opportunity.
True. Roland, you just came off of your little reasons why you like him. Would you take him over Kirk this week?
Khalil Herbert.
Christian Kirk
as a flex, yeah, I would take him over Christian, because Christian Kirk, he finds himself in a weird position, man. He might not even be their third option.
Rondale Moore.
You got Hopkins, AJ Green, Rondale Moore, and then Kirk. Kirk's been losing snap count each game. He lost a lot of snap count last week to Rondale Moore. I don't have the numbers, but it was a pretty big dip. Kirk's one of those guys that if he doesn't get you a 70-yard touchdown, he's not going to get you crap for the game. So
I like that.
Give me Herbert over Kirk this week, Mark.
There you go, Mark. You got two solidified opinions there. Before we end fantasy, Ray had a question. Ray Mancias, being banged up at running back, who should RB2 be? Latavius Murray or Sony Michel?
Damn, that's a good question.
That's a fucking tough ass question.
That's a tough question. That's a tough question just because what was the other guy besides Latavius Murray? He
said being banged up at RB, who should
Michel, right?
Latavius Murray or Sony Michel?
Shoot, man, that's tough because both guys they're not the number one, I don't think. I mean, Latavius Murray, even if he was the number one, he's still the number two behind Lamar Jackson in terms of running options.
Yeah.
And Sony Michel is a clear number two behind Henderson, but Sony Michel, they have shown that they're not afraid to go to him in the goal line.
Yeah.
If you're truly banged up at running back, I say go Michel because I think he has the better chance of getting in the end zone just because the Rams have shown that they're not afraid to give him 10 carries a game, even with Henderson doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the offenses. You know what I mean? It comes down to the offenses, and I think that the Rams are going to be moving the ball a lot more. Well, I mean, Baltimore can move the ball, also as well, but I think Lamar Jackson is the leading rusher on that team, so he's going to get just to your point, Roland, as far as goal line touches, Sony Michel or Latavius Murray, you're going to go with Sony Michel because as we saw last week, when they're in the red zone, they're either going to the Ravens, they're going to look for Andrews or they're going to do some kind of read option quarterback draw, with the quarterback. So I would lean Sony Michel here. Latavius Murray has only put up double-digit points in week 4. Last week he had 5. He had 2 in week 3, 8 in week 1, and 9 in week 2. So I would go with Sony Michel here, Ray.
All right.
Yo, can I just input on that real quick? I would go Murray, touchdown dependent, but I think that he's going to get more looks. And my start of the week was Darrell Henderson. Sony Michel is his backup. So I think that Murray, that's a tough decision, to be honest, Mark.
That's a good-ass question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a tough question. It's tough, but Murray has seen more touchdowns than Sony Michel this week. And Murray is, likely their main back, I guess you could say, at the moment for the
Not
Ravens.
named Lamar, yeah.
Yeah.
Not named Lamar,
So
yeah.
I would go Murray.
All right. There you go. Well, there you go, Ray. You got 2. I'm sorry. You got 2 for Sony Michel and Murray. Justin, anything you want to chime in?
Just on the Herbert situation, I am going to buy this time. I'm in a situation where I got Montgomery on the IR. I'm real thin on running back. Had to go to the waiver wire. Picked up Gainwell from the Eagles, and you saw he absolutely did not perform at all. No touches in the goal line. Nothing for him. Complete trash. Got a point out of him. I'm buying.
Okay.
All right. I like that.
All right.
Ben's
One of my favorite segments of the week,
trends.
Ben's Trends.
The trends usually, sets us up for our pick segment.
Do you want to do the gambling music real quick?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
should throw in that little drop of the little gambling segment that we have. For week 6, the NFL trends: Steelers Sunday Night Football 38-12 to the under their last 50 games against opponents coming off a conference loss. So the Hawks lost to the Rams last week on Thursday Night Football. This game sets up for an under. Do you think Geno Smith? No Chris Carson. You think the Steelers offense? It's been a lot of checkdowns, playing good defense, and hoping Big Ben doesn't turn the ball over with his washed-up ass. So 38-12 to the under, that's pretty significant. I don't know the exact percentages on those numbers, but that's a trend that's 50 games worth of longevity. Patriots 11-2 run to the under. We know that they have a rookie quarterback. Bill Belichick likes to play slow, limit possessions for teams, especially today against an offense like the Cowboys. A lot of people might be thinking over because the Cowboys have been an over machine this year, but the Patriots are an 11-2 run to the under. Patriots 12-3 ATS as home dogs. So a lot of these stats are with Tom Brady. The 12-3, the unders. Mac Jones has started, the 5-6 games that have happened this year. So for the under, that does set in. They haven't been dogs that much this year, so those dog numbers are with Brady. But the Patriots at home in Foxborough with the weather, we talked it might be drizzling a little bit. It's going to be cold. They usually play pretty well there as dogs. The Giants have failed to cover 15 in a row at home. We know they are 7.5 point dogs to the Rams today. Jags against the Dolphins, 7 of 8 have been played to the under. That's the game going on right now in London, 17-13 in the fourth quarter. So currently, playing to the under. The Chargers and the Ravens, the road team has covered 5 in a row. The Chargers are visiting the Ravens in Baltimore. And then the Chiefs, 9-1 ATS, last 10 in October. We know we've talked about the Chiefs, and are we worried about the Chiefs? Are we not worried about the Chiefs? I know we went back to that conversation, Ron. You might be feeling a little different. They have a chance of missing the playoffs. They have a chance.
If they miss the playoffs, that's fucking wild, way.
It is wild.
Really?
It is wild. But Chiefs 9-1 ATS, last 10 in October. They got embarrassed last week. Sunday Night Football at home. They're playing the Washington football team today, and Taylor Heineke banged up McLaurin, banged up Gibson. So maybe the Chiefs get back on the covering side. And the Texans 9-1 ATS when their opponent is coming off of overtime. The Colts lost in OT to the Ravens. We know that might be a big letdown spot. They were dominating the Ravens for the most part. Ended up losing that game in OT. And the Packers, last 6 of 7 have gone over in the division. The Packers today play the Bears. new quarterback. We talked about how the Bears might want to slow it down, but the Packers have had success scoring points against division foes. So
maybe a Packers team total there.
Yeah, maybe a Packers team total. I don't know exactly what it's at, but I would think 27.5, 28 is what it would be at.
I like it, bro. These fucking trends are good because especially that Texans one, because coming up later on, we're going to go over that. But, hey, these bench trends are fucking legit, bro.
All right, let's get to the betting segment.
Miami just went up 20-17. Jalen Waddle just scored his second touchdown.
Damn, man. I'm playing against Waddle, man.
2 tutties for Waddle.
On the goal line, too.
Nice. Our super contest.
Hey, somebody had to do it, man. Somebody had to do it.
Hey, shout out to Peg. Shout out to EC. Dale cat. Give the cat.
Somebody had
Woo!
to do a little betting.
I love this super contest, but in all seriousness, Justin is kicking our ass.
Justin, you have the records. I'm sure you do since you're winning.
Yeah, they're on here as well.
Where are they? Oh, at the bottom.
So, just to start for me, I got the Rams -8. You can get it at -7.5 now. They're playing the Giants. I think they're going to beat up on the Giants with that defense. Also got the Cowboys at -3. Some books have it at 3.5 now, but -3 is good. Some books even have it up all the way up to -6 we saw this morning. Wow. And also got the Bills -5.5. I think those 3 teams against the spread will cover. Overall, for the contest, I'm 11-4. Rolling.
Dustin,
all right.
Roland, how do you feel following that up? It's
Dude,
like
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good just because I'm coming off a sweep last week, so I like it. I already hit my first against the spread pick. It wasn't listed on here, but I gave out the Eagles on Thursday. They got that nice little backdoor cover, so I think I'm seeing the board good. I think I'm seeing the board good right now. And here are my picks for this week. I got the Ravens -2.5. They're in a high-profile matchup against the Chargers. They got the Chargers coming over West Coast to East Coast, or to the Eastern time frame, with that early 12 o'clock start. So that's maybe a spot that you like to target the West Coast teams. Both teams have been in some highly contested matchups these past couple of weeks. And, I'm just going to go with the Ravens. I think the run game is going to come into play this week. The Chargers really had no business winning their game last week. They had that epic comeback in the fourth quarter where they scored 26 points. And I'm just going to buy a little bit of a drop-off. This is probably the highest in the market that the Chargers will be, in my opinion. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell them at their highest. And I'm taking the Ravens. Following that up with the team that was involved in that Chargers game I just talked about, the Browns -3. We talked about it a little bit earlier. The Cardinals have some injury issues. They got some COVID stuff going on with the coaching staff. Cliff Kingsbury, I think he got COVID. I don't think he's going to be at the game. So that's a big issue right there. Give me the Browns -3. It's going to be a nasty cold weather game, and I think the Browns are more equipped to get it done, even though they might be without Jedrick Willis, who's a big time name for them. And then I'm following up with Minnesota against Carolina. Minnesota is a better team than their record indicates. They've been in about every game that they've been in or that they've played this year. They had the Browns close 14-7. They were driving down the field, just couldn't get a touchdown in that game. And they've won, I think, the past couple of games. So give me the Vikings here, -2.5.
Yeah, I'm going to start from the bottom up and roll. And it's funny that we have we have the same record.
Pinches copiones, güey.
Yeah, and what Justin's been copying off everybody with his 11-4 record over there.
No,
right?
Hey. Put some respect on his name.
Get out of here. You see the way he's changing his tune? Come on, Mr. Ronnie. Ramadan
Ronnie.
I know Alyssa wants to get Whataburger right now. She's like, go pick it up curbside. I'm like, hell no, we partying over here, boy. But but before the show started, I want to make my apologies because Justin said that it might have hurt him that I say that he's copying everybody's picks. So sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, Justin, I'm sorry. Even though you have
and thanks for giving him bulletin board material, asshole.
Yeah.
All right, like he needed it.
Even though you have that fucking stupid ass hat on. Ben,
Go
carry on.
Astros! Go Astros!
Ben,
Hey,
carry on.
we need the good juju right now, Ron.
Roland and I have a couple of the same picks. So just the Vikings, like Roland said, against the Panthers. It is in Carolina. Man, what a debacle! What a meltdown from the Panthers last week against the Eagles. It was bad the way that happened. Now the Vikings get Dalvin Cook back after not having him last week. Plus Madison, Justin Jefferson is an animal. Give him the ball. He needs 10 plus catches a game. I think that the Vikings do go on the road and win this game. The Vikings right now, if the playoffs started, the Carolina Panthers would have one of the wild card spots. Give me the Vikings picking up a wild card spot before the season ends. I think that they will turn it around. They were 1-3, but I see them turning it around. They have a decent enough quarterback to do it. They've got the receivers, and Dalvin Cook, we know that he misses a couple of games every year. It seems like maybe those games are behind him because he's already missed twice. So up next, the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns with 2 losses favored against the 5-0 Arizona Cardinals team. Weird situation all in all. Like I said, I'm benching Kyler Murray to start Joe Burrow. In our DraftKings competition, little tip, advice to all of you. I took the Cleveland Browns defense in that game. I don't expect a lot of points.
Dude, I have the Browns defense.
Do you really?
Yeah,
okay.
I promise. I do.
Oh my god.
Give me
besties.
Shut up, Ron. Give me 20 to 10 Browns, 23 to 10 Browns. Not a lot of action today for the
Mark.
Arizona Cardinals. Browns cruise today. And then last but not least, the Buffalo Bills. The defense is legit. I took them last week against the Chiefs. You know, they won outright. -5.5. This line opened up at 3.5. It's been steamed up. This is a Monday Night Football game. And, hey, Derrick Henry owners, beware, all right? Because this ain't the fucking week for y'all, all right? This ain't the week where you're going to get 25 plus from Derrick Henry. Hell no. We should have done buy or sell Derrick Henry over under 15 points. I'm selling under 15 for Derrick Henry this week.
All right, so now that we moved on from the besties over here, Roland and Ben, and they're matching picks. There's chingos of games today, but somehow they came up with the same picks. But anyway, Bills -5.5. We already know what the fuck they do.
You came up with the same pick as me and Justin.
They're cover machines. Look, they're 10-1 against the spread. They're averaging 30 points per game, and they're 7-3 against the spread on the road. All right, so that's enough said. You want to talk about Ben's trends? Those are 2 fucking good ass trends right there.
Now we're talking about Ron's trends, and I like that.
All right, let's go with the Cards after that. +3 at Cleveland. I'm on the other side of the fence on this, boys. So the Cards are 10-3-2 as the road dogs.
Shot. Next podcast. Put that on the board.
This our
Either me and Roland are taking a shot, or you're taking a shot. Next podcast.
Hey, first of all, nobody's wives are on the chat. No, on the show, Ben. What's up with that?
Hey, the more
go Bills.
The more viewers, the merrier, and she's on the Bills like us. So I don't know why you're.
All right, so the Cards are 10-3-2 as road dogs. Cleveland is 2-5 against the spread at home. So you guys are going with a team who's 2-5. Somebody's gonna win and somebody's gonna lose. Hopefully, it's not me.
Put the shot on the line then. Shot on the line.
Why? Let's do it right now. Where's your shot? Let's do a shot.
Oh, he came ready.
Do it right now.
All right, I need to get a shot.
Anyway, to finish it off, Ben's ex-mistress, Ben's ex-wifey, the Houston Texans right here.
He knows that Gabby's in the comments, and he starts with his mom.
He went to that right away.
He starts with his mom.
So I got the Houston Texans +10 today at Indianapolis. We saw what happened to Indy last week. They had a big lead, and they lost it. Now, the Texans are not the Ravens. I'll give you that. However, we could see a Philadelphia situation like we did on Thursday. A crazy backdoor cover here. Do not sleep on the Texans +10. Indy is good, but they're not great. They're at home. I think they're going to run the ball. It's going to be a low-scoring game, hopefully, which would lead to the Texans +10 right here. I am 9-6. I didn't pick week 1. If not, I would be 12-6.
Damn. All right, a little flex.
I didn't pick week 1, so I would be 12-6, and I would be better than Justin. So you want to take advice?
You didn't pick week 1, but it would have been a sweep. And he would have
for
been
sure,
12-6,
for
bro.
sure. So if you guys, if the viewers want to tell 7 and 8 guys, go ahead. If you want to tell the 9 and 6 guy, go ahead. That's a shoddy. That's a shoddy right there, boys.
Straight to the dome. All right, parlay of the day. This week's parlay comes in at plus 115. It's the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Cowboys in a good situation to win this game. The line keeps moving for them. And the Chiefs are in a desperate spot where they got to win because they're thinking about playoff window now, which is a crazy thing to say at the start of the year. But now we've seen this unfold. I like this parlay. It's plus 115. Roland, what do you think about this one?
I like it, man. I like it. These are teams that both have interesting matchups. They're both on the road. That's a good point to make. They both find themselves on the road. Cowboys playing in New England, the Chiefs in Washington. But I think these are two teams that, when it just comes down to it, like, they're just that much better than their opponent, in my opinion. I don't think the Patriots have too much on their offensive on the offensive side of the ball that really scares you or pops off the screen. They can't control the ball maybe with their offensive line and some play action pass. But as we've seen, I think the Cowboys defense is better than everybody's thought coming into the season. And then the Chiefs, this is a must-win game for them. I mean, they can't fall to 2-4. Their record would be if they lost this game. So yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs. They got to win today. I'm confident about this parlay.
I like it,
Ron.
I like it too, man.
Parlay?
I like it too. I mean, obviously, homer pick. What is that, Ben? What are you showing?
I thought we were gonna take our shot.
I already took mine.
Hennessy.
That's not. Oh fuck.
Henny. Cognac.
What do you mean that's not Hennessy? That's Hennessy, man.
Damn. Get it, boy. Let's go.
Anything is possible with
Hennessy. There it is. Oh, for Josh
Allen. Shot and a half, apparently.
For Josh Allen and the Bills, I like it, bro.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Hey, the parlay of the day, I like it. I mean, I agree with Roland. These are teams that one team has been winning and the other team needs to win. And at plus 115, this is, I mean, should be easy money. Anytime you can get a parlay at plus money, even though it is just at plus 115, who doesn't want to get their cash back and a little bit more? We've seen what the boys have been doing. They're killing everybody. They're covering spreads. So as far as the parlay, this is just undefeated against the spread, and this is just a money line. I mean, this is just a money line parlay, guys. So it's no spreads, no nothing, just win outright. Cowboys are going to do it. KC needs to wake the fuck up and win, and I love it, bro. I love this parlay, Roland.
Yeah. Hard to call it easy just with the Kansas City defense, but you got to think, everybody's been able to move the ball on that Washington football team defense. You got to. That's a game that I, like.
A get-right game for the
offense. It's a get-right game, and I like it to trend to the overs. You see them as a 7.5 point favorite. So as far as parlay purposes, I mean, to get this at plus, to have a little plus in front of it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You got to feel pretty good. Like Justin said, you've seen that Cowboys line, some places up at 6.5, and at other places, at 3.5, 3. But it did open up, under 2.5. The look ahead line was 1, coming into the season. So the Cowboys have been trending upwards, and you think, the weather might be a little bad, but Zeke has come around. He's found form, and you got to think that they're gonna get it done. So I like this parlay, and I like the plus in front of it as well.
Fucking A, I love it.
All right, Roland's teaser of the day.
Hey,
the teaser of the day.
Cowboys again.
Got back on heavy on the Cowboys this week. Sometimes there's these teams that I like, and keep in mind the Cowboys, their line has been fluctuating a lot, so. This line, I got it when it was -6, so I did a 7-point teaser with the Rams and the Cowboys. Rams from -8 down to -1, and the Cowboys from -6 to +1. Pretty much just taking both these guys to win the game, which I think is going to happen. Almost the same thing as taking a parlay, but I think the odds might be a little bit better on this. I think I checked. But yeah, I'm 3-2 with these teasers throughout the year, so hopefully I'll go 4-2 with these teasers. And I know Ben's got his teaser that's going to close out with the Chiefs, right, Ben?
Yeah, it was the Bucks. The Bucks from Thursday night -1, and the Chiefs -1. So.
There you go.
Ron, where can they play these?
I was just about to say, man. all our action since the show first started, bro. Everybody's got a fucking Twitter, bro. Everybody's got a Twitter, especially now with the DraftKings contest. We push the Twitter on there. So if you have a Twitter, at BetKing Online, this is where we put in all our plays. They got crazy bonuses. They do crypto bonuses. If you use the promo code We Talking About Sports, they're gonna hook you up as well, man. So go to BetKing Online on Twitter. If you guys are kind of shady about it or like, nah, I don't know about betting, I don't know if I should do it or not, just try it out, bro.
Edgar in
Just
the
try it
comments
out.
over there saying Justin's a financial advisor. What's up, Edgar?
I know, bro. Just
Sign
look.
up.
Just
Tell
sprinkle a little
Justin.
bit. A payday comes around, deposit a little money. You know what I'm saying? And then you never know, bro. It's fucking free money. I mean, I'm not gonna say how much I won, but everybody here in this chat, us four boys, have been killing it, and our bank accounts are fucking loving it. So if y'all's bank accounts want to love it too, go to BetKing Online on Twitter. Promo code We Talking About Sports, and it's fucking on. I love this teaser of the day, Roland. Cowboys, we already know what it is, you know, with the Cowboys. The Rams, they're playing the Giants. I mean, they're in New York, but at -1, you have to assume that it's gonna hit.
Edgar, that's why Ron knows not
to.
to mention figures. Edgar, that's
The
why
feds
Ron
are
doesn't
here.
mention figures.
Yeah, it's all about units. We say
He's not
units
gonna tell
here.
you how much he's won, but hey,
Yeah.
you see the record.
Ben, do we need to look out for your brother?
Hey,
Do we need to worry about it?
he's up in Dallas. I've never been to Dallas. I've never stepped foot into Dallas County lines. My brother lives there, and it's suspect over there. I'll say that.
Talking about brothers. Talking about
I've been everywhere but Dallas, San Antonio, Houston. Pretty
Talking
much
about
every major
brothers.
city, but not Dallas.
Shout out to your brother Leo, who is probably not gonna be in this chat.
Yeah,
ever
Leo
because
has checked
he's
out
a Seattle fan. He's
Leo has
checked out.
checked out a football season. The Kraken are playing, and the
the
Warriors.
Kraken.
The Kraken are playing in the NHL, and the Warriors tip off, next week against the Lakers. So Leo's football season is over. Maybe he'll start, dabbling in a little bit of college football and seeing who the top 10 picks in the draft might be for the Seahawks. But yeah, we're not going to be hearing from Leo. But Edgar, Texans fan, stayed true. He's still a Texans fan. So shout out to Edgar. But Leo, we won't be hearing from Leo. Yeah, that's true.
Justin, what do you got on the parlay and the teaser of the day, man? Give us your thoughts, Mr. 3-0 the last 2 weeks. I mean, you're the fucking guru so far, and you've been pretty quiet. So let us know, bro. Preach.
The guys on the DL, they're the sharp ones.
Yeah, so me and Roland put up that parlay together, and I just take whatever Roland teases. I'm not a teaser guy, but me and Roland
you're just fucking straight in, huh? You don't like to tease.
No, whatever Roland tells me on teasers, I just take because I'm a writer. That's a solidarity movement right there.
Okay. Everybody's fucking together on this chat then.
Yeah, well, that's the point, Ron. We're a team, Ron.
All right, last one for the day. Just some leans around the league. Any games you particularly like that you might lean towards?
Man, that's a good question. Honestly, the one that I've been thinking about, I just don't know if I can get myself to bet on it. Which, now that I'm saying that, I don't know if I can really even mention that because I'm betting on the Jags. It's the Lions. I said it on Thursday. I think the Lions plus 3.5. It's a little tempting to me. I think they're a candidate to get their first win of the season. 0-5. They got the Bengals at home. I might be looking at the Lions. A lot has to do with how the Jags finish this game, but we'll see. All right.
As far as my leans, I'll just go over them real quick. It wasn't a pick, but obviously Dallas -4 at New England. This isn't a side here, but I like the over 47.5 in Cincinnati and Detroit. They have suspect defenses. Detroit has hung in there. They're a tough team. So don't sleep on the over in Cincinnati and Detroit. And Seattle +5 at Pittsburgh. I know they got Geno Smith. They got that backup quarterback, but Pittsburgh hasn't looked great either. They have a solid defense, but I like Seattle to kind of stick around. So Seattle +5, over 47.5 Cincinnati and Detroit, and Dallas -4 are my leans for the day.
All right, for me, I mean, I like that Kansas City and Washington football team over. I think that there's going to be a lot of points. I don't want to give you all the tips
All the
and
sauce.
tricks for
What the fuck? Why not?
for the DraftKings, because then everybody's gonna have the same players as me in DraftKings,
You
and
like
it might
the
be
Chiefs?
like
You like the Chiefs to cover?
I like the Chiefs to score a lot of points, over 30 points. I'm not sure if they cover because I like the Washington football team to get busy themselves. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
But I'm gonna tell y'all I have several of these players in my DraftKings lineup today because it is one of the higher totals and I expect it to go over the total. So another lean that I have is I'm gonna go opposite of Ron, and I'm actually gonna go with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh at home, Sunday Night Football, the terrible towels in the air, Geno Smith.
Now we know Wally Garza.
No, I know, and you know how much I don't like agreeing with Wally, but this is just a good spot for Pittsburgh to get at least a 500 or above 500. And I mean, they don't have to see Russell Wilson. They were coming into this thinking, shit, we're going to have to see Russell Wilson in prime time. And we know what his record is in prime time. Now you get Geno Smith in prime time. Bro, I mean, they're licking their chops. So I lean also Pittsburgh Steelers -5.
All right. I lean Ravens -2.5. I think the narrative of Lamar Jackson not being able to throw themselves back into a game has been shut down with what we saw last week. So I definitely like that line, especially with them at home.
All right.
I like it,
All right.
bro. As a recap, Justin, you want to throw the bets up there one more time just to kind of recap?
All right. Against the
What
spread
we're on
picks.
today. What we're on.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what we're
on
on, boys.
Rams -8, Cowboys -3, Bills -5.5.
There it is, man. 11:27 a.m. You have 33 minutes to put in your picks, guys. This is what we're on. Last week we fucking destroyed it. We went 10-2. We went 10-2 last week, so we absolutely killed it. If you guys want to follow us, go to our Twitter, go to our Facebook. These are our picks for the week. But now you can throw that slide up there, Justin, where they can follow us at. Roland's a guru, Ben's a guru, Justin's this fucking betting ninja over here. So we've just been giving out fucking winners, man. We've been giving out
Justin
winners.
is Vegas Dave.
I'm Vegas Dave.
We've been giving out winners
Vegas Just.
all season, man. So if you have a Facebook, we have a Facebook. We talking about sports. If you have a Twitter, we have a Twitter. We talking about sports
TikTok.
one. What the fuck? We have
Yeah, we got a TikTok.
Yeah, we got a TikTok too,
We got
guys.
an Instagram.
We got Instagram. We got everything. We talking about sports podcast. We would like to get to 100 subscribers before the year is over, and we have we're about to hit 60. So we appreciate the love. We appreciate the guys in the comment box. What's up, Alex? What's up, Edgar? EC? All the guys that come through. We appreciate the love. Follow us, share our shit, and we'll give you guys stuff back. We're doing the DraftKings contest.
Yeah, join that DraftKings, Alex. Join the DraftKings contest.
Yeah.
It's a free
Alex.
entry, $50 you can win.
Yup. There it is, man. Alex, it's a free entry, bro. $50 you can win. We have 25 people already, which is nuts, man. So I didn't think it was going to get that big. We just announced it on our Thursday show. So hit up the DraftKings contest and let's fucking win some money, man. Let's beat these fucking books and let's cash.
All right. Well, that's a wrap for us. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for sharing. We hope to see you Thursday.